Assalamu alaikum and hello viewers, researcher, follower. Today I am with you with another new video. As you can see, how to select PhD master's program for higher studies, particularly how higher study students can select the best supervisor, best university for their future career goal, for their future growth. Basically, I'm going to highlight, I'm going to give you some guidelines, some tips, so that you can select your supervisors, university, and some other most important elements for your higher studies. So let me explain what are the purpose. So it is not only the purpose of choosing a supervisor or an university just to fulfill your PhD, just to earn some money through this. So it should not be the main criteria, main purpose. So as you can see, the main purpose is your long-term goal. So this is basically a training, a program through which actually it can equip with you a best student with necessary skills and expertise. So that should be keeping that in your mind, keeping that in my mind. Basically, I have come out with this. So what should be the main purposes? So basically, when you are going to pursue your higher studies, so you need to find a supervisor, research topics, lab facilities. Why these things are important? Because this will help for your long-term career goal. So your main purpose should be always, your target should be, what would be your long-term career goal? Whether this program, this supervisor with all the necessary facilities can help you to grow for your long-term career goals. So you have to keep that in your mind. It's just not for the sake of doing PhD. It's not just for the sake of getting some money, and some people are doing PhD, so I am also going to do PhD. That is not the proper way, that is not the proper purpose. So your purpose should be long-term career goal, so that it can help you to grow better, to support you better, to be well equipped with the necessary skills. So here the supervisor is one of the very important person actually who can give you the best training. Okay, so that's why when you select your PhD and master studies, higher studies, particularly, you have to look for a best supervisor who can give you the best training, because through this training, actually, he will equip you with the necessary skill. Because this best training, what I mean is that once you finish your master's, PhD, you will enter into a job. For example, you will be a lecturer, you will be a research fellow, you will be a postdoctoral fellow, you will be working at the industry. So you need to supervise, you need to seek funding, you need to write proposal. So these are basically the good training. So if a supervisor can give you the best training in terms of conducting a quality research, how you can train later on your students, how you can write a good proposal, how you can write a good paper. So these are basically, in my view, the best training. As you know, who is actually the best supervisor? He or she can give you the best training for your future career growth. And particularly a supervisor who can equip with you the necessary skills for the job market. So you will be entering into the job market, as I mentioned. Maybe you will be a lecturer, you will be a research fellow, you will be in the R&D section. So you need the necessary skills. Actually, it is the job of the supervisor to equip with you with the necessary skills. So it's not only supervisor. I think at the same time, you also have to drive, you also have to work hard, you also need to think critically to equip yourself through the support, through the training of the supervisor, so that all the necessary skills I'm highlighting here. So it's not only problem solving or conducting research only. So those are hard skills, for example, in my view. So you are very good at conducting lab, doing the research, but at the same time, when you will be entering the job market, so this is based on my 25 years of experience. So it's not only the hard skill, actually other necessary soft skill. For example, communication skill, as you know, you have to communicate with other people, reviewer, examiners, also to the scientific community, for example, in the conference, in the seminar, in the workshop, you are going to present. So they are basically, you have to convince, you have to tell the readers, participants that your results are outstanding, you made breakthrough results. So that's why communication skill also important to convince to other researchers, other people, stakeholders that you are doing great, you are very good at not only problem solving and also in communication. This is the way to convince other people to promote your research, to sell your research products, skills. Critical thinking, these are also 21st century very important thing. Normally researchers sometimes is doing their research just for the sake of doing, actually without thinking critically, you know, why I'm doing this, why not that way, why this way, how I can reduce the cost, how I can improve the efficiency, who has done what. So these are very important skill actually, you know, when you analyze your result, when you analyze your literature, actually critical thinking is very important. So this is not only for your research purpose, for your thesis purpose. So when you will be entering at the job market, this communication skill, writing skill, thinking skill, these are extremely important. So a good supervisor is a very experienced, so he or she always will equip with you with all these necessary things. Maybe through the workshop, seminar, with other extra activities, he or she always will equip with you all the necessary elements. For example, communication skill, critical thinking skill, and also when you'll be working in research with your supervisor, actually teamwork, collaboration work is also very, very important, because you cannot work in silo, you cannot solve many problems alone. So that's why when you will be working with others, sometimes there will be challenges, sometimes there will be difficulties, sometimes there will be maybe some internal conflict. So all those things also you need to learn how to work with other people, how to manage the conflict, how to work in a friendly manner with other people. That is basically the teamwork, collaborating work. This is not only for this teamwork building, but at the same time, this also will help you to improve your number of papers. Sometimes, for example, when we work in our lab, you know, there are many other students also. Some students are very good at language, writing, and some other aspects. So this is how some weak students and strong students work together, and as a result, they overcome some of their challenges. This is basically also the sharing the experiences, expertise, helping weak students, and also at the same time increasing some numbers as well. So lifelong learning is also very important, because a lot of new things you need to learn. You need to be the new system, new knowledge need to be learned. So that's why this is also very, very important. So that's why I think the supervisor alone cannot make you a best researcher, strong researcher. You also have the responsibility. So, but supervisor will give you the necessary guidelines, tips, training, so that you also can be equipped with lifelong learning. These are with the 21st century. When you will finish your master's, PhD, you will be entering into a new job, new area. Again, through this training, you have learned something, how to search, how to find new things, how to overcome challenges. So that's why continuously you need to learn. You have to strive for learning for something new. So that's why lifelong learning is also important. And also, as I mentioned, you will be an academician, you will be a lecturer, you will be working at the R&D industry, maybe you will be a postdoctoral research fellow. So you need to write a lot of research grants. So this is also writing. So when you are writing your paper, thesis, so a lot of new things involved, writing involved, communication involved, innovation involved. So all these things also should be linked with research grant writing. These are the things also normally a good supervisor, a prolific researcher also will give you some sorts of training, will engage with others, maybe small elements. So supervisor, maybe when writing a proposal, will ask you to write critical review of literature, maybe some novelties, since you are working in that area. So if you help the supervisor, I mean, indirectly, this also will be helpful for you also to write a research grant proposal. Maybe also you'll be engaged in reviewing some papers. So that also will help you to improve your knowledge, to also gain some skill, how to be a good reviewer, critically review others' work. Okay, so these are some of the purpose. And finally, as you know, these are very important in this 21st century for the visibility for the ranking purpose of our university, and also when you'll be applying for a job, the employer will be looking for how many Q1 high impact journal you have, how much citation you have, what is your H index. So these are actually very important things for present day situation at the 21st century. So you have to select the topics such that it gives better impact, high impact, that is academic citation. At the same time, I think, as I mentioned, you should have long-term goals. So to keep that in your mind, I think that what you can do with the societal contribution, environmental contribution, economic, industrial, all those things also you need to keep in your mind when you are going to select a PhD topics, PhD supervisor, and so on. So all these things, citation, societal, environmental, economic, industrial impact. So I have explained in details in some of my YouTube video. You can explore all those in certain videos. So what are actually the most important criteria? Certainly there are many criteria, but to make it simple, easy, convenient, I have highlighted here particularly 4 major components along with other components. There might be many other reasons also. I cannot talk each and everything, and also it will be very complicated, very long. So to make it simple, I'm highlighting actually 4 major criteria, important elements you need to consider when you are looking for your higher studies program, your PhD or master's program in certain universities and so on. As you know, the supervisors play a great role to train you, to give you the best training. So you need to look for a best supervisor. Ideally, it may not be possible in all cases, but I'm trying to give you the best model, perfect model, so that it will be your best selection criteria. So it's not only supervisor. I think supervisors team, postgraduate students, they are other team members who also involved in managing labs. So many other people also involved. So you need to have a look the overall structure of supervisor and his or her team also. As you know, supervisor is sometimes very busy. So if he already has all other team members, they also can help you. And this is actually the research culture, basically. So supervisor alone does not work. They work with many other team members. So this basically helps researcher, young researcher, early career researcher, PhD student, master students actually to complete their studies in a better way with the necessary skills. So second point, actually the research topic is very, very important. So as I highlighted, for citation impact, long-term growth, industrial problem solving, global grant challenge, for many reasons, actually research topic is extremely important. And I will highlight why research topic is important and how to select a good research topics. Basically, you need a lot of homework before selecting someone, before selecting some universities and some lab facilities and so on. So another important criteria, because you will be working in a lab, so you need the lab facilities, because without a lab facilities, you cannot complete your degree in time, you cannot produce your quality data, you cannot publish in good quality journal. As a result, you will be in uncertain situation. So that's why you really need a good homework, strong homework, whether your supervisor, that university has necessary lab facilities, resources, and so on. Of course, when you are looking for higher studies, PhD and masters, everybody is looking for funding. So funding will make your life easy, convenient, because financial support is very important. Sometimes in overseas countries, it is very expensive. It is very hard for some people to fund. So certainly funding is an important element, but again, it is also limited. You always will not be qualified. So these are the things also you need to keep in your mind. And obviously, there are many other criteria to select. So that's why, to make it simple, I have provided other criteria, and I will explore in the relevant slides what are the elements that falls under this category of other criteria. So let me explore one by one. So first of all, the how you can select a best supervisor and his or her team. So the one of the approaches is that the now through the internet. It is freely available all over the world. So, you can easily check the profile of that specific person, any supervisor you are looking for on your specific topics that you have interest. For example, you are good at heat transfer at your undergraduate study. Your thesis was also in the energy efficiency or something like that. So that is your interest you build, and maybe you have very high CGPA on thermodynamics or material science. So that basically will show your interest that you are good at that. Maybe you are good at mathematics. Okay, so your CGPA is very strong. That actually will make some interest, and then in those areas you will be looking for some of the professor, for example, MIT, Harvard. Okay, let's say our Sanu University. So you can go into their research profile. You can put their name. You can put some of the keyword in your specific area. For example, heat transfer, energy efficiency, solar energy, the material. So through that, actually, you'll find some of the people's profile. You can find in the university website. Again, there are also called the Google Scholar profile. Sorry, there's a spelling mistake. So through the Google Scholar profile, it is also very convenient ways. You can see also where that professor work, the expertise area, and also the number of papers actually you can see through the Google Scholar profile. Okay, so these are some of the ways, and also you can explore Scopus, Web of Science, Science Direct, many other databases, publication platform, for example, Springer, IEEE. So they are basically, you can put the keyword, you can put certain universities, so actually you need to do a lot of homework before finding a supervisor. And normally in some cases, some students, without doing homework, without a well preparation, sometimes they start to communicate with the supervisor. I think these are very bad practice. Actually, then supervisor will feel that he or she has not done homework, and what he has written actually is not relevant with me. And as a result, supervisor will not show interest, even will not reply your email. Okay, sometimes also there are just simply copy and paste from other supervisors, other people. So names are, rather than that specific professor, you put somebody else's name. Okay, so this certainly will give a very wrong impression, bad impression, meaning that you have not done your homework, you are not serious, you are not sincere, and as a result, you will not be able to find that suitable supervisor. Okay, and also, as you know, now all over the world through the online seminars, there are talks, so you can attend if you have specific interest on that specific supervisor. For example, many students also attend our workshop seminar. They ask questions. They also ask, do you have any PhD opportunities? Do you have any job opportunities? So sometimes they also ask this question, and we also share when we give the seminar talks. We also share that what are the facilities we have, what are the opportunities we have in terms of PhD, in terms of job opportunities. We share, and at the same time, I think these are also the ways to learn, to know about the supervisor and his or her team. So this is one example of my team, as you can see. So we have provided this in our website. Also, I have highlighted all this in our YouTube channel also, what are the opportunities available at our research center. So as you can see, my expertise, some of my recognition I have highlighted here. So these are some brief summaries. So again, you can explore my Google Scholar profile, papers published in Scopus, Science Direct. Then actually you can know more each and every details about me. So if you start to communicate with me just without knowing myself, where I work, what is my research topics, actually I will feel that you have not done your homework, you are not serious, you are not sincere, you are not smart in terms of communicating with the supervisor, meaning that you have not done your homework. Okay, so at the same time, you also can see who are other team members, where they are working. Okay, so this is again, it's not only one person, other, so you can see the overall structure of that that center, that institute, that organization. Okay, so I also have junior team members. You can see Dr. Tan, for example, he is also in certain areas will be working. So as I mentioned, the teamwork is also important. So I have this small team. There are other team members also. So this is how to identify the supervisor and his or her team member. This is very important. I would strongly suggest that without doing any homework with that prospective supervisor, please don't try to communicate. by doing this homework, actually, you know about the supervisor, you know about their lab, you know about their research work. So when you will write a draft or some content about that, I have done my homework, I know these are the areas, and these are the areas also I have good experience, I am interested, you have impressive lab, you have team. These are basically very important things for my research. So I want to conduct research with you. So please help me, please guide me. Okay, so then supervisor will feel that, oh, this student is really smart because he has done all the necessary homework about my profile, about my topics, about my team. These are the ways basically to impress the supervisor. In some cases, I have seen in my LinkedIn inbox, in my Facebook, in my email communication, they just simply send us email without doing this. For example, we don't have master's program in our expertise area. We only have PhD program. Sometimes without checking things, sir, I want to do master's. Okay, so as a result, we don't have any, this is something they cannot impress us. So this basically does not show, cannot entice us, cannot attract our supervisor even to reply sometimes. As you know, we are also very busy. So it's not only me, many other people also. When you write these types of email without doing your homework, necessary things, supervisor will not be interested. So this basically wastes of your time. Please don't waste your time. You are PhD researcher. Let's be smart, intelligent. So next point is, the research topic. It is extremely important, as I highlighted that, everywhere, what is the citation impact? What are the academic impact? How many papers you have in Q1 journal? How much citation you have? H index. So these are very important elements for your future growth, for your future career. So these are not only the important thing. There are many other things also, but based on my 25 years of experience, I see this has heavy weightage. Even university ranking, the citation impact is 30%. So that's why all over the world, actually, top universities, world-class universities, the top-notch universities actually always looking for this citation impact. So that's why citation impact is very much related with the research topic. So that's why before communicating with someone, and also when you are also enrolled, I think you need to do a lot of homework on this research topics, which topics can give you the best impact, more citation, also the academic growth, also the industrial trend. So many ways these research topics are important. So when I started my research during my master's, actually, I was doing the research on household appliances. So as you know, all topics are not strong, not very good. So, but that was my first research, and that was I considered training. And once I finished my master's and PhD, then also I did my homework. I checked which topic has better impact. So as a result, as you can see, I have brought something here also. As a result, I can tune my research topic from household appliances to industrial energy efficiency, solar energy, and also I brought the new recipes called nanomaterials. So as a result, in 2008, I had only 68 citation, and now as you can see, I have more than 50,000 citation because of one of the important things is that I did a lot of homework on research topics. Even nowadays also I do the homework on this research topic. So as you can see, some research topic has better impact than others. So one best example, as you can see, the hallmark of cancer, this is a single paper, has citation impact of 62,000, almost 62,000, which is more than my lifetime citations. That I have 25 years of citation is 52,000, whereas one single paper is cited 62,000 times. So citation impact is very much dependent on research topic. That's why hot topics, highly cited research topics, niche area, global grand challenge areas, very important. And these are the things I have extensively discussed more than 1 hour in one of my video, which is already in my YouTube channel. That is how to select high impact research topics. Please explore this video to understand more, because today I cannot talk more about the research topics. So what are the global top 10 problems? So that's also I have highlighted in that area, how to identify niche area, global area. For example, you are working in Asian countries, in Malaysia, in India, in Bangladesh. So you may have some niche area, some specific focused area. So you work in that specific area in your for the needs of your country, and also what are the global areas. Emerging area, for example, we are working in the area of emerging nanomaterials, for example, magazine, graphene, CNTs. You need to identify all those things also, challenging area, wow factors, worldwide, outstanding, winnables, all these things also I have defined, I have given examples in that videos. Global trend, you have to understand also not only your local needs, also the global trend. For example, Elon Musk is working in the area of electric vehicle, energy storage, large scale utility scale energy storage, the blockchain, machine learning, artificial intelligence. So what are the global trends? If you want to be a prolific researcher, if you want to make your future career strong, very good, the outstanding, you really need to know what are the global trends. So for example, I was doing research on household appliances. So that is not the global trend. So that's why how I move from household appliances to somewhere which will give the better impact. So you need to talk with your friends, supervisors, other people. That's why I think that we need to attend the latest seminar where they're talking about the latest trend and so on. It's not only global trend. I think the industrial trend also, as I mentioned, the energy storage is a global problem. The blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning, circular economy, climate change. So these are the global phenomena, industrial trends. So you really need to do the homework and you need to work towards that area so that you don't face difficulties once you finish your master's or PhD, because you have done all the necessary things. So all are niche area, global grand challenge area, you have addressed wow factor, your research topics in worldwide, outstanding, winnable, wow. Okay, so certainly people will, you will be attracted, many people, many employers, stakeholders, anyone will see your CV, your presentation, they will be impressed and will offer you job. Okay, so for example, when I got some award recognition, actually, I got 4 or 5 offers in 2014. Okay, so continuously I'm receiving these types of awards. So as you can see, my CV, some of my recognition, some of my achievements. So that's basically I'm trying to convey you the message that if you do your homework in terms of topics that is with the niche area, global grand challenge area, industrial trends, certainly it will help you to be in the forefront of your academic career. You will not face any difficulties. Job will be looking for you. You don't need to have to look for the job. For example, some of my students, PhD students, when finish their PhD with good outcome, with good topics, with good citation, actually they got offer from different organizations, sometimes 4 or 5 offers. Okay, so how to see the topics again, see the supervisor's paper, where they publish. So that's why I mentioned Google Scholar, ISI Web of Science, Scopus, LCBR, Science Direct. Okay, you put their name particularly when you have identify someone as a supervisor. So you put their name in all those databases. So their paper will appear. So you can download their paper. You can see where they publish, what are the topics. So these are the ways actually to know about the topics of that supervisor. Of course, their profile and many other things, as I mentioned. See their research area, what are the impact factor they publish their paper, how much is the citation impact, which papers are highly cited, which papers are top cited, what paper, overall, all those things, basically, you also need to know, need to analyze something critically. All those critical analysis also I have addressed in a paper that is in a video that is how to publish paper in high impact journals with a better impact, actually how to analyze impact factor, how to analyze citation impact, okay, ranking, all those things basically I have extensively discussed. So that's why my YouTube channel is very, very important for you to know, to learn, to do your homework as well. So lab facilities is another very important elements. Sometimes normally you don't look for this, only funding, only the supervisor, only the research topics, but it is bread and butter for you because your quality data is very, very important. If that supervisor, that university does not have that types of necessary lab facilities, you will face tremendous difficulties to produce the quality data to complete your thesis in time. Certainly you will suffer, and this will be one of the major drawback challenges. And this is actually one of the hidden reason many students actually don't consider these lab facilities. I think this is one of the important hidden recipe I'm sharing with you. So sometimes this may not be easy, this may not be possible, but I think if you do your homework, the way that I'm showing here, some of the tips and some of the guidelines, certainly I think your selection criteria, your preparation, your communication with the supervisor, your proposal with that university certainly will be much more better. I mean, if you if you check that they have the necessary facilities, I'm sure that you have done one step ahead of other students' preparation. Okay, this is another way you can impress the committee member, panel members, team member that I have done the necessary homework. I have seen that this supervisor has these many lab facilities. For example, when our panel member at Sano University interviewed the students, they also ask these things that have you done homework? Have you seen the supervisors' lab facilities? Have you discussed with them? Have you seen their lab facilities? What are the facilities they have? If you cannot answer, then they will say that you have not done homework, your proposal is not good, your necessary equipment, necessary things, you have not done your homework, so it will be a negative point. So as you know that sometimes this scholarship, these interviews, the positions are limited, so they will try to identify some of the weaknesses. So if you have done this homework, this certainly will give a better impression, good impression. Oh, this student is really very serious. He's not a lazy guy. He is very smart guy. He has done proposal. He has done homework. He knows about the supervisor. He knows about the Sano University. He knows about that university. So in that case, certainly you can impress, and there are better chances, more opportunities for you. Actually, there are highly chances that you will be selected. So these are sometimes some of the hidden things. Normally, when you go for interview, actually you don't consider, and as a result, you are not selected, even though you may have very good CGPA. There's some of the feedback I got from the panel members at Sano University, even in some other universities as well. So you need to identify what type of equipment they have, computational tools, for example, Transys, NCs, COMSOL, MATLAB, and many other software in different fields. So you need to do some homework to identify all those things. Very important for quality data for thesis and publication, as I mentioned, PhD or master thesis is basically you need quality data. So how you are going to produce that data if they don't have that lab facilities? So that's why sometimes the researchers face difficulties without doing proper research. As a result, sometimes they also leave without a degree because they have not done the proper homework, and as a result, they join somewhere where they don't have all those necessary equipment, facilities, expertise, and as a result, students suffer. Sometimes it may take longer time. You need to spend from your own pocket, and sometimes also there are that you cannot fulfill, you cannot actually graduate due to limitation of the necessary equipment. So that's why you really need to think these things. You need to really do your necessary homework in relation with the lab facilities as well. Again, how to identify a question you may ask also, how can I find the lab facilities? Okay, one thing again, maybe lab facilities, for example, in our case, I have provided all the necessary lab equipment in my YouTube channel. Maybe all people don't do that, but you can go their profile at their university, maybe in the university also, there are research center, what are the equipment, but particularly I would strongly suggest that where this professor has published. For example, you can find my name in Science Direct. So let's say you want to work in the heat transfer area. So you download some of the paper related to the heat transfer, and then particularly the methodology section, actually each and every details of our lab equipments highlighted there. Similarly, let's say you want to pursue your PhD in Harvard or MIT. Okay, so you have identified professor, let's say Professor A, B, C, and D. So you put a professor's name, maybe in Google Scholar also, but Google Scholar will not give you the each and every details of the paper. You cannot download, but you can see the paper. That paper, necessary paper, maybe you can identify, and then you can download from Science Direct and through maybe from collaboration. And after downloading in the methodology section, actually you can see the details of necessary equipments. Okay, maybe SEM there, TM there, solar simulator there. So all those equipment you can have a look. This again, you can tell during your interview to the panel member that I have studied the paper of this professor, this supervisor, and I have seen these are the necessary equipment they have, and I have identified, and this equipment also very much necessary for my PhD and masters. So even I have identified necessary equipments also. So I am confident that I can do research with this supervisor, with this university. And certainly the panel member will be impressed. Oh, this guy is so dynamic, so efficient, so smart. Certainly these are the ways to impress actually the panel members, committee members. Okay, so I'm giving you this some of these hidden recipe, hot recipes, so that you can be selected for your interview for your PhD and master scholarship, particularly for funding. Okay, so these are the ways specifically at the methodology section. Please explore more to know the necessary equipments, and maybe in your proposal, in your presentation, you highlight that I have seen these are the equipments you have, and these are the equipments needed for my heat transfer analysis, for my energy efficiency analysis, for my materials characterization. You have that equipment. So I'm impressed that I can do your research in your area. And as I mentioned, this certainly will help you. And also that you have to see also that types of university where there are necessary databases, Copas, Science Direct, because you need a lot of paper. You need to download a lot of paper actually, for your master's PhD. Okay, so you can do this through collaboration also. But I think this is also important criteria you need to think. That's why I think the university's position, ranking, all those things, prolific research, all these things are also important. So lab facilities, for example, in our case, I have highlighted in my YouTube channel, and these are the things also I present during some of our seminar. When we organize seminar, we also share. Those who attend, I think they are also familiar. That's why I mentioned attend the seminars organized by some of the speakers. Maybe you are intending to pursue your PhD and masters over there. So when they give seminar, I think you attend and you will be able to explore more details. You even can ask also in that seminar. So financial support, of course, is very, very important. As you know, many people don't have much. Children are not rich. So as a result, financial supports are very important. So these are the things I think you need to look for. Scholarship, sometimes full funding, including travel airfare, insurance, library fee, many other things also involved. Everything is given. These are called comprehensive scholarships. So Australia, Canada, Malaysia, even at our Sano University, we also provide very competitive scholarship with 3,000 ringgit per month, with many other allowances as well. So this is a very good scholarship basically, but it is also competitive. As I mentioned, only those who have CGPA 3.5 and above, they have Scopus index journal paper, they have to go through three types of interview. Okay, with the supervisor, with the at the school level, there will be 3 or 4 panel members, and at the finally university level, it is not an easy task. So based on our experience, we see that panel members highlighted that sometimes, even though their CGPA is 3.9, but they cannot speak well, they did not prepare their proposal well, they did not do the homework, and as a result, despite having their good CGPA, they are not selected. Okay, so scholarship is not an easy thing. So again, all these things also you need to learn, you need to improve to impress the committee member, panel member. Sometimes not full funding, but tuition fee, as you know, the tuition fee sometimes 40,000, 50,000, the 10,000 US dollar, very difficult to manage, but sometimes some cases, for example, in our program PhD in sustainability, science and technology, we also offer full tuition fee if CGPA is 3.5 and above. This is also good. So in that case, if you have some allocation, if you have some money, I think if you invest, I think that also will be good. And also in our case, when those students, we have 4 or 5 students in that category. So they came here, they joined here without full funding, but their tuition fees are waived. But we are also giving them some internal funding. I have some internal funding. My colleague Prabhadosh has internal funding. So as a result, all are basically getting some benefit, some allowances up to certain level, and their tuition fees are waived. As a result, with us, actually, they will get the best training. They are getting the best support. Our lab is good. Our team is good. So as a result, they are doing well. And at the end, I think this will be very best investment for them, even though they are not getting full funding. Okay, so in such a situation, I think Malaysia is also reasonable cost, living cost. Overall, I think this will be a good strategy. Those who are trying to pursue their higher studies, in case you are not qualified for full funding. Sometimes there are research assistantship. As you know, sometimes you got the external project, so you can be research assistantship there. Also, in Western countries, you also can be a teaching assistant. So you will get some money, maybe hourly, some amount of ringgit, dollar. I think this also up to certain level will reduce, will waive your burden. Because full support with the tuition fee, I think sometimes it is very difficult. So in that case, if tuition fee is waived, I think it is good. And in that case, you may get RA, TA, and maybe sometimes part-time job also. So with that, basically, if you think critically, if you do some analysis, even though full funding is not there, but you can explore, you can discuss with them also if all those things are available. I think you can try also, because this will help you also for your future growth, as scholarships are highly competitive and limited. For example, in every cases, we only can take 2 or 3 students, because the whole university may have 10 students or 15 students for the whole university. So always scholarships are highly competitive. You know, that those who have extremely high CGPA, very good at communication skill, presentation skill, IELTS, they have paper. So only the best candidate will be selected. So actually, you may not be able to be under that category. So as you know, sometimes students may not have paper, CGPA may not enough. So in that case, I think that you can go with if tuition fee are also waived. And also, if your father is rich, can support, I think this will be certainly best investment for your future career. Okay, so certainly if you work with us, for example, you know, we are giving each and everything. We have a very strong team, lab resources, experiences. So if you have some money to support your tuition fee, certainly I think at the end we can give you the best training. So make the proper decision. So it's not only for us. I think that wherever you want to go, Australia, US, Canada, but in all those countries, basically very, very expensive. So in that case, I think that Malaysia is a country where living costs are reasonable. It is like our subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, you know. So overall, you know, the things are convenient, easy, you know. So it will not be that expensive particularly. So other criteria, I also highlight here many other criteria. I cannot talk each and everything. So that's why I put it here under the category of other criteria. So when we are looking for our higher studies, so one of the criteria is that we want to settle in Australia, Canada, Malaysia. So in that case, I think many things also involved. Whether after finishing my higher studies, is there job opportunities there? For example, in Malaysia, many universities actually giving academic job, industrial job. So many expatriates are working here. As you know, I'm here 25 years. So very good culture, environment. Overall, it is a very good place. Okay, and PR citizenships are limited here. These are difficult things here. So that's why those who are actually the outstanding results you have at your undergraduate, you have high ambition. So I think the Australia, US, Canada, UK would be your best place, because you also can get their permanent residentship, citizenship as well. Okay, so that's why I think when you are planning what is your long-term goal, accordingly you select. But when you, do your PhD, masters, it also can be in Malaysia, because if you do very well, you can do your postdoc in Western countries. Okay, so you can do your masters in Malaysia, then you can go somewhere else. So I think these are the ways to plan. So if you have long-term goals, so yes, if you have the opportunities in Malaysia, China, Middle Eastern countries, you do that. But at the long term, you try your best to achieve some of the good outcome. Try some collaboration with the Western countries, you know, maintain collaboration, and as a result, slowly once you finish your PhD, I think then you can apply for postdoc and some other even permanent job. And also, if you are very good at your research at PhD level, I think you will get some green card related things as well through your, you know, the citation impact, publication impact. These are the things also many researchers also request me, sir, can you give me some recommendation? Because I have distinguished position. Actually, all those things are also some criteria when you are applying overseas country. If you have good citation, good quality publication, and if you have strong supporting letter from distinguished professor, then I think you also directly can be apply for PR and some other things. So overseas countries, not only I think that it is not a golden deer, it is not our always that monies are falling from the sky. A lot of challenges are also involved. I think you need to make a very good plan about our children's education. This is sometimes when non-native English speakers countries actually very hard. So I think you need to take that also into consideration. But short duration, I think these are the things also maybe kindergarten up to certain level acceptable. But again, if you really I mean, if your undergraduate results are extremely strong, your IELTS is very high, 8 out of 9, you are outstanding, you have some good quality paper, I think in that case, certainly from the very beginning, try to the Western countries in top universities, MIT, Harvard, world-class universities, because all those countries actually, they highly valued actually the talent. Okay, so my strong recommendation would be those who are extremely good, please try at Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford in Western countries. And also wherever you are working, you are enrolled, I think the transportation is also important. Well-integrated city, for example, we are at Sun University, we have LRT, VRT, shuttle, everything is so well connected that you can save your time. Because I give you some examples, some of the researchers sometimes take their house, the 20 kilometers away, 50 kilometers away. Basically, this will kill your time. Sometimes also jam, sometimes also takes so long time, actually you'll feel boring. And when you will come into the lab, actually you cannot think productively. Your mind is so boring, actually you cannot spend your time. These are the things also when even I took my job at Sun University, I look for that closest housing arrangement, which I can work, because sometimes this jam also kills my time. I also, I'll feel boring. So I took the house so that, I can walk, I can drive in different way, So these are the ways also sometimes you need to think this small matter also very important, because through the transportation, if 4 hours goes, so how you'll think? You cannot think critically, you cannot make your productive thinking, So that's why I think these are also important things. So I think through the Google map also, you can see where are the closest, you can see the distance, you can see the time, So let's be smart. This is how also I did my homework before joining Sun University, which areas, the housing are, the top 10 to 5 minutes walking distance, driving distance, I did, and as a result, I selected the house, and still I'm staying at that same houses because it is close to my university. Sometimes there is jam on the route, so I can walk. Okay, so this is again to optimize your time, to save the time, and also to make your time productive. I have seen one of sometimes researcher takes houses. I have seen one of my colleague actually took houses 30 kilometers away. So every day he comes and goes, and he said that, sir, I'm tired. Okay, so these are not good things. And obviously, I think that another important thing is that universities ranking, reputation is also important. But in my view, the most important thing is that supervisor, as you know, that sometimes supervisors are not ranked, but supervisors are, they can be highly cited researcher, they can be a top researcher, they published in high quality journal. Actually, all those are the elements for the university ranking. Actually, lecturer, supervisor sometimes not ranked. Okay, yeah. So those there is no ranking, but maybe some website actually can also, you can find also the professor's ranking. That's also very difficult for you to identify. Normally, universities are ranked, subjects are ranked. Those does not reflect actually, maybe university is ranked very well, but the supervisor you are looking for is not that, the prolific, he's not that famous, he does not have lab. So I think you made the wrong decision in that case. So ranking of university, that department is not strong enough. So that's why I gave you the first of all, the supervisor's profile, how prolific he or she is, where they publish, what they publish, how much is the total citation, how much is he a highly cited researcher? It is very difficult to be a highly cited researcher, but at least he has reasonable number of good quality paper, he supervised some students, at least his profile is overall good. Okay, you can see that he has also good lab facilities, rather than only checking the reputation of that university. It may not be enough. Okay, so that you should be smart also in terms of university ranking reputation. That's not everything. And also sometimes some people are looking for also, I want to go in an university where, where country I can practice my religion very, comfortably, all the necessary, the what is called the prayer room, all the necessary things are there, halal food. Okay, so maybe other religion also, they are looking for all the necessary other things. So many other factors may also be involved. So you see all those necessary criteria, whether you can fulfill or not. So as I always highlight, I have created this YouTube channel with to share my 25 years of experience. As you can see, I have some rich experience by working in this education industry for last 25 years. I supervise almost 80 PhD and master students, secured many grants, published good quality papers. So all these things, actually, I am also obliged I also feel happy to share all these things because I also suffered during my master's PhD, so that young researchers don't suffer, at least as a contribution to the society, as a Sadaqah Jariyah, that to share the useful knowledge, actually that this is useful knowledge for scientific community. Since I have some expertise in this area, that's why I have initiated this YouTube channel. So I have around 20, almost 20 videos content on different aspects of research, citation impact, how to write quality, research grant proposal, how to write abstract, introduction, paper. So each and every details, all these things every week I upload in my YouTube channel. Please explore, please share, please also help others so that others also get benefit. Many people are sharing, many people are making comments that these are very effective, very useful. Sometimes they are also giving very strong comments, very encouraging comments, motivational comments actually. That's also drive me and other researchers also, particularly actually contents are very, very useful. Certainly, this will be good for you and for others. Please subscribe, share, okay? Also, let me know if something needs to be improved. Okay, thank you very much for your attention, for your time. I hope all these contents will be useful, including this one. Okay, so those who want to communicate with me, this is my email address, and those also want to pursue their higher studies, want to pursue their engineering studies at Sano University. We have a Bachelor of Engineering, Chemical Engineering, Electrical Electronics Engineering. Some more programs are coming, and there are many other schools, School of Business, School of Hospitality. Sano University is also ranked 1 in employability according to Talent Bank. So we have some unique features, unique things, well-integrated city. So I strongly recommend you to explore more about Sano University for your undergraduate studies, for your master's, PhDs, and job-related things also. Sometimes there are jobs as well. Okay, so with that, I would like to end my video today. Thank you again. Assalamu alaikum.